Hi, I'm Darren Meyer, staff engineer with Endor Labs, and I can tell you that patching sucks, but Endor Patching fixes it. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a scan from my application, and I'm showing 43 vulnerabilities that I have to address. And if I look at what dependencies those come from, I can see that most of them come from Jackson-databind, which is currently at 2.9.10.3. And as I look through all of the issues, I see that they're reachable, which means that I really do have to fix them. They are exploitable. There's something I do have to worry about. So let me look at what my fix requirements are. I can either bump the version to 2.12.7.1, which is the usual thing I'm used to doing, or it tells me that there's an Endor patch available, and I can keep the version at 2.9.10.3 with the Endor patch. So I'm a little skeptical of that. I'm going to start with the traditional path, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my POM XML, and I'm going to change the jackson-databind requested version from 2.9.10.3 to 2.12.7.1. And then I'm going to build, and things should probably go fine, right? They don't. The build fails. And now I'm going to spend the rest of my day, or if I'm unlucky, the rest of my week, chasing down all of the changes that happened and how they affect my code so that I can get this thing to build and pass its tests and get it into production. And I'm doing that instead of spending time on working on the features and the things that I actually enjoy doing and I'm paid to do, right? And there's a reason for this, and it's because the change rate between 2.9.10.3 and 2.12.7.2, even though there's only a few minor version changes in between here, that's over 1,500 commits. It's so many files that GitHub gave up counting at 5,000 and just said it's a lot of files, right? So there's so much change here that I'm bringing in to my organization, and that's why I have to go chase down the changes that broke my code. So maybe I will try this Endor Labs patch. I want to learn about it. If I look at the details, I can see there's only 27 commits in here, and only one of them is an Endor commit. So we've taken the upstream commits with the security changes in it, correlated them into a security commit, and it's only a small amount of change between versions. And then they've provided me with all of the build logs, test logs, deploy logs, configuration for the reproducible build. So I can build this myself if I don't trust it, or I can just look at what happens and I can see that Endor Labs did a minimal patch with heavy testing in order to fix all of those 38 vulnerabilities that are associated with this version of jackson-databind without any of the breaking changes. So what does it look like to apply that? Well, here's a PR for that. As you can see, everything's green, all the checks have passed, and the amount of change I had to do was very similar, from 2.9.10.3 to 2.9.10.3 Endor latest. That's all I had to do and rebuild. And now I can get on with my life. And I can even prove that I'm safe now by looking at a scan of that PR itself to show you that now I'm down to 9 findings, 5 vulnerabilities. And if I look at what dependencies are from, they're just those that are left over from Log4j, which would be my next thing to tackle. Now I have my whole afternoon back, my whole week back, and I can spend it working on things that actually deliver value to the organization and value to my customers.